With you guys now knowing how the entire Frankyverse hangs together, I can finally begin to dive into the main plot of the Frankyverse series. There is a few side stories in the Frankyverse, but in this video I will be sticking to the main plot. So it all started in 2014 in the video called The Worst Film Ever. In this video, one of Franco's friends, Dade, is dying of liver failure, which means that he's going to die if he doesn't get help. Franco have been researching Dade's condition for countless of chromosomes. Not being able to find the proper means to treat his dying friend, he begins to take more drastic measures to save Dade. First, he tries to get the help of a shaman, but to no avail. At this point, Dade is at an inch of his life, and it's only a matter of chromosomes before he passes away. Franco, now clearly frustrated, calls for more drastic measures to try to save his friend. Franco then summons the godlike entity named Chinchin. Chinchin being one of the most powerful beings in the Frankyverse, he seems to think that he will be able to cure Dade from his illness. Even though Franco pleads for his friend's life, Chinchin will have none of it, and he will only agree to help if Franco gives him sacrifices, yearly sacrifices, enough to please him. Franco, being extremely desperate, agrees to Chinchin's deal. Unfortunately, Dade's disease is even beyond the power of Chinchin, and he gives Franco 2 blackheads he found in the parking lot to embark on a journey to find the cure. Chinchin then pointed Franco and his 2 new friends to the direction of the person who will be able to save Dade from his disease. The journey will eventually prove unsuccessful, and one of Franco's best friends, Dade, ended up passing away. The next law we get appears in Anime Hunter Chinchin Arrives. In this video, Pookie and Franco is out anime hunting in the weeaboo-filled anime city. Eventually getting overrun by anime and weeaboos, Pookie reveals that he is secretly a weeaboo and can no longer kill his fellow weeaboos. Franco responds to this betrayal by killing Pookie again. But don't worry guys, Pookie is able to reanimate himself, as he has been killed multiple times in the Frankyverse. After Pookie's devastating demise, Chinchin arrives, demanding the sacrifices that was promised to him by Franco. Franco seems unknowing of the sacrifices until Chinchin reminds him of Dade. Franco, seemingly knowing that he can't deliver the sacrifices in time, or maybe he can't even deliver enough sacrifices, he goes into hiding with Red Dick. Now that he can't physically touch us, he can kill Frank, so he threatens the viewers to give him the sacrifices or else he's gonna kill Filthy Frank. Now jumping forward to a Chinchin Sacrifice 2015, all the viewers of Filthy Frank and Filthy Frank himself has gathered enough sacrifices to please Chinchin. And then after showing Chinchin all the extraordinary fan-made sacrifice videos, he seems barely satisfied and demands to get Pink Eye to kinda sweeten the deal, but Franco would have none of that. He refuses to give up Pink Eye and offers Pookie instead. Chinchin, now furious of Franco's disobedience, he banishes him to the rice fields, the very edge of the Omniverse. Franco now wanders endlessly for 60,000 chromosomes until he come upon a Salamander Man summoning flutes. After playing the flute, he hears the iconic Salamander Man scream, indicating that he has now summoned Salamander Man to his very position. The next law we get comes in Toilet Sarasa Shrimp, where Franco and Salamander Man have spent countless amount of chromosomes trying to get back home, and in the meantime have been partaken countless amounts of wars and stolen from powerful deities, eventually angering the Peace Lords, forcing Franco and Salamander Man into hiding. Franco and Salamander Man travels to a, what only I can think is a link point between worlds, where they wait for the gender fluid gatekeeper. Franco and Salamander Man now meets up with the gender fluid gatekeeper to get some advice on how to get back home to their own realm. The gatekeeper tells Franco and Salamander Man that they have to get the right coordinates, and the only way to get the coordinates is through the sense of smell, specifically the smell of sriracha shrimp. Franco informs the gatekeeper of Pink Eye's inability to cook. The gatekeeper now reminds Franco of his friend Red Dick, who is a gourmet chef. Knowing this, Franco summons Red Dick in the sky to aid Pink Eye in making the sriracha shrimp. When the camera cuts to Pink Eye, we can see him trying to prepare some delicious noodles, which leads me to suspect that Pink Eye have been trying to summon Franku through the sense of smell before, but unfortunately Pink Eye only knows how to make fried rice, which is stated in multiple songs of his. After Red Dick and Pink Eye makes the delicious toilet sriracha shrimp, Franku was able to find the right coordinates and begin his journey home. But the smell of the sriracha shrimp doesn't only attract the attention of Filthy Frank, but also the newest characters to the Frankie universe, or the character that the most newcomers is familiar with, Fake Frank. Fake Frank throwing out the shrimps make me believe that he knows sriracha shrimp is able to give Franku the coordinates to their whereabouts. And just a quick pause here to let you guys know the differences between Fake Frank and Real Frank. It's pretty easy actually. Fake Frank wears the douchey sunglasses and Real Frank wears the generic glasses, so yeah, it's pretty cool. Back to the video. Pink Eye is extremely untrusting of this Fake Frank and seems aware that it is not the Real Frank that is standing before him. The next video we see of the Real Frank is the video called Loser Reads Hater Comments 3. In this video, Frank is seen riding a train through the rice fields looking for chromosomes to be able to travel through realms. Fake Frank is now in charge of the entirety of the Filthy Frank channel for an entire year, where he makes a bunch of commentary videos and just normal filth videos like the normal Frank did. And this entire plotline kinda sits on a standstill for an entire year until we get the video called I Hate Vegans, where towards the end of the video, Vegan Cunt smells Fake Frank and somehow knows that he is not the real Frank. After Fake Frank is exposed by Vegan Cunt, he states that there will be a war. And the next video is only from a week ago actually, and it is titled A War is Coming. It's not really a official Frank lore video, which is stated, and there will be more coming. And it is really just a promotion to Pink Eye's new album Pink Season. Unlike Franku, Pink Eye doesn't have the ability to travel from realm to realm. Pink Eye have to go back to his original realm to be able to travel to another realm. Pink Eye have been making his way around different realms to look for Filthy Frank or give him clues to his whereabouts, not being able to travel as efficiently as, and only being limited to the times where he is able to sneak past the Fake Frank. He hasn't found Franku yet. Pink Eye now travels to the realm East Vegetation 6, and after a bit of searching he gets tired and decides to listen to his newest album, Pink Season. But his break was cut short when he heard a familiar sound, the sound of Chin Chin. Now it's unclear if Pink Eye is actually running towards the sound or running away from the sound, but he does end up finding a realm scavenger called the Green Cunt. After a small conversation between Pink Eye and the Green Cunt senses a strong power coming from Pink Eye's box. Pink Eye then uses the box to play his newest songs for Green Cunt. First being amazed of Pink Eye's ability to rap and his music, he joyfully listens and enjoys the song, but that joy quickly turns to hate and fear as Green Cunt realizes that the amount of power coming from the box is too much for anyone to handle, as he throws himself towards Pink Eye, trying to take away the box from him, wanting to destroy the box. And then after an epic battle between Pink Eye and Green Cunt, which ends up with Pink Eye subdued and on the floor, now it all looks like everything is over for Pink Eye, but luckily Salamander Man walks up behind Green Cunt, knocking him out. Pink Eye's life is now saved by Salamander Man. Pink Eye now gives Salamander Man the coordinates that they shall meet up on when Chin Chin arrives. Salamander Man now running back to the real Frank, and Pink Eye running back home because of his inability to travel through more than one realm at a time before returning home. And that's where the plot ends for now. It really seems like Filthy Frank has something big in store for us when he releases his last few videos in his plot, and I just can't wait to see the next that filthy bastard comes up with. And don't worry guys, I'll keep you guys updated when the new video drops, and of course I'll make a video if there is enough meat on the bone to make one. Hopefully there is, but until then, this has been Lore Part 2 signing out. That's not my outro. I don't have an outro. I should really get an outro. I don't have an outro.